Before man, before dinosaur, before the rise of mammals as we know them, there existed only chaos, chaos and opportunity. And opportunity is what I seek today in this prehistoric writing prompt inspired by one of the weirdest groups of animals to ever exist. This is paleologic. And today we're going to explore the valley of the dinocerases, long before the rise of man and the warm volcanic swamps of the Eocene Earth. The world was ruled not by dinosaurs, but by their strange successors. In a world where mammals had taken over the niches previously filled by reptiles, dinosaurs, and their strength lies not only in their size and tusks, but also in their unity and wisdom, which has been passed down through generations. Together, Turan and Akoa become an unlikely team, working to protect the remaining dinosaurs and defend them against the Ravagers. Despite their name, which means terrible horns, they weren't actually dinosaurs. They were part of a larger group called ungulates, which includes hoofed animals like horses and cows. However, some species were more omnivorous, occasionally hunting small animals. Well, paleontologists have discovered hundreds of Dinoceras fossils in North America, Europe, and Asia, giving us a pretty good idea of what they looked like and how they lived. The story takes place in the lower Eocene epoch, specifically the early part when the climate was still hot. She yearns for a life beyond the familiar watering holes and grazing grounds, dreaming of exploring the uncharted territories beyond the mist-shrouded valley. Her tribe is a close-knit group, led by a wise elder whose cautious nature has kept the herd safe for generations. Will she stay loyal to her tribe and help them navigate the challenges ahead, or will she go rogue? Embracing the dangers of the unknown world outside the herd, you decide. Whether you choose to write a story about a brave young Dinoceras who sets out to save his herd from extinction, or a human who befriends a wise old Dinoceras and learns the secrets of the ancient past, you're sure to have an unforgettable adventure. So grab your keyboard and let your imagination run wild. Who knows? You might just uncover the next great prehistoric adventure. But their way of life is threatened by the encroaching jungle, which means less food and more encounters with dangerous predators. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit subscribe for more paleologic and leave a like if you enjoyed today's episode. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. And humid and the seas were teeming with ancient sharks, whales, and fish. Dinosaurs roamed the land, but they weren't the only large predators. There were also crocodilians, relatives of modern crocodiles, as well as various other creatures that make today's wildlife look tame by comparison. The landscape is a dense jungle, hot and humid, full of swamps, rivers, and primeval forests. It is a world where sunlight struggles to reach the forest floor and strange sounds echo through the trees. We found their footprints, their bones, even their stomach contents. Plus, because dinosaurs lived so long ago, long after the dinosaurs but before the rise of humans, they offer a unique window into the early days of mammals. This journey is perilous, fraught with danger at every turn. Bandits, rival herds, territorial predators, and treacherous terrain test the limits of the dinosaurus' endurance and resilience. But it's not just the external threats that pose a danger. Internal conflicts and power struggles threaten to tear the herd apart. Rival factions emerge. Each with their own agendas and loyalties are tested as the dinosaurs confront their own inner demons as well as the ones outside the herd. They lived in large herds, traveling constantly in search of food and mates. Their social structure was similar to that of modern-day elephants, with females staying in close-knit family groups and males, living more solitary lives or in small groups until they reached sexual maturity, after which they would challenge each other for the right to breed with the females. But don't let their ungulate status fool you. Dinocerases were truly one of a kind. Their friendship becomes a beacon of hope in a darkening world, symbolizing the potential for understanding and cooperation between even the most different of species. They were huge, with some species growing up to 3 meters tall at the shoulder and 6 meters long. They had long snouts, short necks, small eyes, and big, strong tusks that could grow up to 2 meters in length. Their skulls were also pretty unique, with bony, sometimes horn-like protrusions that made them look like they just walked off the set of a fantasy movie. These protrusions serve various purposes, from attracting mates to protecting against predators and other large extinct vertebrates. Strange, towering tusked beasts known as dinocerases roam the misty valleys and deep primeval forests. Only time will tell. So many questions, so much story to be told, and all from a group of animals most people have never heard of, the dinocerases. These massive, horned herbivores, some as big as a double-decker bus, with saber-like teeth and armored skulls, were the giants of their age. Lumbering titans in a world of shifting climates and monstrous predators. That is until something is changing. For centuries, perhaps millennia, these gentle giants have enjoyed peace in the Valley of the Mists, and the stifling traditions of her tribe of early hominids finds herself separated from the group. While searching for her family, she stumbles upon something incredible. A wounded but magnificent elder dinosaurus, banished from the herd for being too old to migrate, and with a broken tusk, barely clinging to life. Despite the creature's imposing size and fierce reputation, Akoa, remembering her mother's stories of the ancient bond between man and dinosaur, approaches cautiously and offers water from her canteen. Though initially frightened, the dinocerax eventually calms down, sensing no threat from the small human female. And as they spend time together, a unique connection begins to form between them. The dinocerax, who reveals himself to be Toran, the former leader of the herd, teaches Akoa about the ancient ways of his people, the secrets of the land and the wisdom gained over countless seasons. In turn, Akoa shares stories of her own world, the struggles and triumphs of her tribe, and the looming threat of the ravagers. But now the ground quakes, the skies darken, and the balance of nature is tipping. A volcanic winter looms, and with it, the ancient predator Ratharx is migrating into the Dinosaurus heartland, standing over 3 meters tall at the shoulder and nearly 6 meters long. This hyper-adapted, intelligent pack hunting terror is among the largest and most dangerous carnivores of this prehistoric world. With its wolf-like head, hyena-like body, and bear-like paws, it's perfectly equipped for pursuit through undergrowth and swamp alike, possessing the stamina to chase down prey for miles, if necessary, and the strength and ferocity to bring down even the largest of targets. As the riffraff approaches, panic ensues within the Dinosaurus herd. Amid the chaos, a young outcast named Akoa, who dreams of a life beyond the herd. As their bond deepens, Akoa learns that the Dinosaurus, far from being mindless brutes, are highly intelligent, capable of complex emotions and social interactions. But will it be enough? Will they be able to stop the ravagers? And what will the future hold for Akoa and Taran and the other dinocerases? The dinocerases were a group of large, mostly herbivorous mammals that lived during the Paleocene and Eocene epochs, roughly 66 to 40 million years ago. They came in a variety of shapes and sizes, but generally had a few common features. Dinocerates were mostly herbivores, using their tusks to dig up plants and their saber-like teeth to slice through tough vegetation. Now you might be wondering how we know all this. Okay, back to our prehistoric writing prompt. The Paleologic prompt generator has given us the following. Our protagonist is a young female dinosaurus, adventurous and curious, who feels stifled by the traditions and rules of her herd. Now for the plot twist. The dinosaurs are on the move, forced to abandon their ancestral lands in search of new grazing grounds. What will the young dinosaurs do? So there you have it, a prehistoric writing prompt inspired by the incredible world of dinocerases. And hey, if you want more writing prompts, check out the links below.